Oh, hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy CowboyJobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, this just wouldn't work. And it's hard to believe, but we're on our last game of the season, and this is not a season that we envisioned. Not at all. And with that note, Jobu could use a refill. Tonight, we're going to do something special. We're going to do a live stream tonight on a Thursday night special edition call-in show because there's a lot of you out there that want to vent, and I ask you, please, keep it clean. We have young kids that are here. We have some wonderful ladies that come in here. So, guys, don't come in here talking about grab my junk, okay? Just don't do that. Act like you've been there before, okay? With the season coming to an end, we all know what's coming on Monday. Black Monday. And as Cowboy fans, we need to be worried. You know, there's going to be a lot of coaches out there that are fired. I hear a list of about 15 names that are on cutting boards. I don't know if all 15 will get fired, but there's a lot of them that are definitely looking to get cut. I mean, guys like Chuck Pagano, who probably should have been gone last year. You know, then there's guys you weren't expecting, like Jay Gruden. He may be gone, you know. Caldwell in Detroit, you know, with that miscue last week that, you know, he was so close. But no, Jason Garrett won't be on the cutting block because he's Jerry Jones's can do no wrong Teflon Don. But we do need to be worried about somebody going. And I've said this before in the past, and I said Jerry Jones needs to make him our general manager because somebody will, and that's Will McClay. Because you have to look at the NFL as all these coaches get kicked to the curb. Teams are going to be looking to find a GM and a guy who can find talent. You look at Cleveland that every year has a couple of first-round draft picks, but for whatever reason, they just don't seem to be able to find players. Well, when you look back at the Cowboys, it used to be in the draft, the Cowboys were freewheeling. Jerry Jones, man, he was trading. It was like Vegas, man. You know, hit me. You know, let's go ahead and trade a couple of number ones to get a Roy Williams. He'll move up and down the draft, in and out. And the draft picks would be kind of like scratching your head, like, what was he thinking? You know? But since Will McClay was inserted as the head of the scouting department, you see more stability in our drafting. You see better thought out draft picks and more of a design. The problem hasn't been getting talent. The problem is doing something with the talent. You know, when you look at getting guys like Tyron Smith and Travis Frederick, you know, they traded back, picked him up, and also got an extra draft pick and picked up Terrence Williams. Most of the experts out there laughed at the Cowboys and said, what were they doing? You know, you could have got that guy later on. Yeah, well, you know, 3 or 4 Pro Bowls later, I think they made a good choice there. In fact, in his time of being the head of the scouting department, nobody has drafted more Pro Bowl players than the Cowboys. Now, it seemed like he lost a little bit of his luster because I remember reading an article in Bleacher Report saying that, you know, Will McClay needs to go because they were talking about this past draft because, you know, basically first half of the season there was no impact from our draft. You know, Ryan Switzer had the big fumble. Taco was a soft taco. Our cornerbacks couldn't get on the field. But as the season progressed and as these guys got healthy and got on the field, all of a sudden, you start looking at Lewis and saying, no, Lewis is pretty good. He's got a lot to learn. He's not bad. And then when Awuzie finally started playing a few games ago, wow, you say, that guy's a cornerback. And Switzer, you know, he's running kickoff returns and punt returns a lot better, not fumbling like he did before. And Taco has been getting some taco crunches. 3 sacks, 17 tackles. So they've been improving, so that draft class doesn't look quite as bad as it did before. But I can guarantee you this. There's going to be teams out there. You don't think Cleveland would like to have that guy drafting for them? Picking up those players? How about Indianapolis? Somebody is going to want to pay him to be their GM. And I can't say I blame him. I can say I would blame him for going someplace else for more money and that title and full control of a team. And I got to tell you, if we had taken the same approach with coaching that we did with the scouting department, this team would be so much better. Because it's kind of like Jerry kind of got out of the mix and let a football person do football stuff. Now, Jerry still got his hands. They're all over the coaching staff. And I don't know if Jason Garrett is the coach or if Coach Jera is the coach. Shout out to Law Nation because he said, Mark, make sure you start calling him Jera the coach. So Coach Jera may be running the team, and maybe that's the problem. Because I don't see Jason Garrett there, except on the sidelines, with two hands free to clap. I don't see any notepad there. I don't see him talking and working with players. But if we lose that guy, if we lose Will McClay, cancel Christmas. It's over with. So, Jerry, you got to do whatever it takes to make sure that he stays here more than ever. We got 10 draft picks. We got a lot of holes to fill. And we need a bang-up draft. And that may be you need to be able to make him at least maybe assistant general manager under you. How's that? Give him a title and a big fat raise. But do something so we don't lose that guy. So, guys, don't forget, 9 o'clock Eastern special edition live stream where we're going to take your calls to vent about the Cowboys. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Jobu, and I'll see you in about an hour and a half.